Friends, it's finally here. I've been waiting for this phone for so long. Good day, you beautiful people. Welcome to LAZADA's Tech, where we do tech in your life in style. I'm excited for today's video because the phone we're unboxing right now is a phone that I've heard so many great things about. I've actually heard people say that this phone might just have the best camera hardware out there. I'm talking about none other than the vivo x100 Pro. I'm also pretty curious to check this phone out because for one reason or the other, this is the first vivo X series device I'm checking out. In this video, we're gonna be unboxing this finally. We're also gonna be checking out the cameras of this phone for the first time just to see if all those things I've been hearing about this phone holds true. Let's unbox. So let's take a closer look at this phone. It's a nice glittery matte back. I really love that added sparkle. One thing I'm not really sure if I like though is that little phrase on the back, extreme imagination. It's branding for the camera experience of this phone. I mean, I get it. It's extreme. You have great cameras on here, but I'm not sure it had to be on the back of your phone written down, you know? As you may have noticed, that's a chunky camera module complete with a Zeiss branding on the back there. This phone also features an ever so slightly curved screen. It looks and feels premium to me. Again, I am team curved screen, and pretty much I feel in Asia that is the sentiment. Up front, you get a punch hole camera, and on that right side, you get your volume rocker and your power button. And as you can see, that's a curved edge on the back as well. At the bottom, you get speakers, your SIM tray, and your USB-C charging port, and up top is a pretty clean top. So this phone reps a triple 50 megapixel camera setup on the back, which is impressive. Not to mention, one of those cameras features a 1-inch sensor, which just means you get better low light shots. And also, this camera system was co-engineered with Zeiss. All things that point to really great camera performance. Now, of course, put them to the test I did. The zooms on this thing was crazy, and taking photos at 2x or 3x just gives you a really nice bokeh. It looks amazing. And these portrait shots were just so good. You even get different focal lengths when shooting these portraits. Now, of course, this being my first look, there are still many things that I wasn't able to try with the camera. Like, for example, Vivo claims that this phone takes really nice telephoto sun shots, or even I'm really sure that nightscapes would look very good with these cameras. This phone is also supposed to shoot really good 4K video as well, with really smooth zoom-ins and even cinematic 4K footage. I'm excited to test that out. All this being said though, I am really liking the images coming out from this smartphone. And it's camera tour time. Under photos, we have wide 1x, 2x, 4.3x up until 10x, and you can zoom up until 100x. That's actually quite impressive. On photos, you also get all these different filters, many different types to type and try for your photos. You also get a super macro mode option. Up here, you can also change the color styles. You have a vivid, a textured, and a Zeiss natural. You also have flash settings, size settings, and so many other different things you can do here, which include watermarking, HDR settings. On the right, you have a portrait mode, and you can do 24mm, 35mm, 50, 85, or 100. And And that's as far as the portrait mode will allow you to zoom. You also have different portrait bokeh styles, and of course you can toggle the blur settings. And then here you can pick between different portrait lens packages, which is quite interesting. Vivo really does pack in a lot of camera features on their phones. You then have that very detailed beauty mode, so many different options, but like I've always said, the beauty mode is great to sort of enhance and make you look fresh, but there's nothing wrong with yourself without any filter. You also get this very unique Vivo feature where you have set poses that you can mimic, like it gives you an outline. And then on night mode, you have basically the same settings from wide up until 100 times zoom. That's still crazy to me in my mind. And there's also a special astrophotography mode on here, so if you like taking photos of the moon. And then there are specific filters specifically made for this night mode. I'm assuming it's there so that they specifically match night mode photos. You then have this snapshot mode, which I can only assume is here for shooting really quick snapshots. Under video, you have wide and you can zoom in up until 10 times zoom on 1080p 30 fps. You also can do 60 fps, but that only does 1x up until 5x zoom. Now there is of course an option for 4K video, and 4K 30 allows you to do wide up until 10x as well. Impressively, 4K 60 can also do wide and zoom up until 10x. And there's even an 8K version that does 1x up until a 5x zoom. Under more, you get typical settings, grid lines, metering, watermark, and there's a teleprompter feature, which is always fun to see in phones. And finally, you get a cinematic portrait mode, and this allows for you to shoot in 4K 24 FPS or 30 FPS. Of course, this means that you're shooting that video with that blurry bokeh. You also get fun stuff like live filters on video, of course. And then under more, a lot of fun stuff, one of which includes landscape and architecture, which is pretty fun for shooting buildings, if that's something you're into, because it's gonna remove the distortion from your shots. Right, time for even more sample shots. And that was our first look at the Vivo X100 Pro. I gotta say, I'm personally impressed. These cameras right off the bat gave such good photos. Even I was surprised. And of course, I'm gonna be needing more time with this phone to fully test out those cameras, but I'm gonna call it right now. You're getting a very versatile, good set of lenses on this. If you're looking for a phone that will give you really good cameras, you might want to look at this phone. Right, that's it for today. Let me know what types of videos you would want to see me shoot with this phone. If you want to see a full-on camera vlog test, let me know. If you want to see a social media test, comment down below. That's it for today. If you want to see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's isadoes_, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Until next time.